Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den Hockey. So before we get started for tonight's game, I want to kindly remind everyone that if you're watching this, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It is 100% free, and make sure to have your notifications turned on so that you get every single one of our videos, whether it's live streams, whether it's regular YouTube videos, whether it's community posts, any of that. So make sure to have your notifications on so you can get updated for every single thing we do on this channel. Now, on to the game. So, the New Jersey Devils defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 4-2 in regulations, telling the Carolina Hurricanes to piss right off. They do not get a point. They do not get a win. They get nothing. And this is a absolutely huge game for the Devils to win. I've said it in the past, and I will continue to say it again. Playing games like tonight against Metropolitan Division rivals and against bottom-of-the-barrel teams are some of the most important games that you can play in your schedule. And the Devils take the W, they get the 2 points to bring themselves back into that race for the title of the best in the Metropolitan Division. So, Devils win 4-2. Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, and Jacob Markstrom have themselves an absolutely phenomenal game. Jack Hughes ends up getting 3 points. Jesper Bratt ends up getting 3 points. He gets 2 goals and an assist. And Jacob Markstrom, in his 500th game in the NHL, gets his, I think, 250-something win, and ends up winning the game. He was a huge reason as to why the Devils won. First period, Devils came out really slow. Devils came out kind of iffy. Carolina gets a 1-0 lead almost immediately. Second period, we played way better. And third period, Carolina put on the gas and hauled their ass for 20 minutes, but the Devils still came up with the W, thanks to guys like Hughes, guys like Bratt, guys like Markstrom. Markstrom finishes tonight with a save percentage over 900, which is what we are looking for with Markstrom. There's been some games where we win the game, but Markstrom's save percentage still ends up being like 880, 890, things like that. But tonight was not the case. I think he ended up finishing with like a 905, 910 save percentage, which is honestly all we're looking for out of Markstrom. 22 shots against, 20 saves, 2 go in. It's over 900. Markstrom came out with a couple of absolutely phenomenal saves. There was one where there was a shot, he makes the initial save, rebound comes out, they shoot it again, and he manages to get his pad, his leg, his pad in the middle of it to block it. There was a couple of great glove saves. He looked calm, cool, and collected nearly the entire night. Big reason as to why we came away with the win. I know I've already said it, but Hughes and Bratt are absolutely on fire. You can feel the synergy. You can feel the energy between the two of them, how well they're playing off each other right now, okay? The goal to bring us up 2-1. Jack gets the puck, does Jack things. He gets the puck, he skates it, he holds, he waits, he holds, he waits, he holds, he waits, and then finally, with a saucer pass over to, I know this wasn't for Bratt's goal, but Nason, who just manages to bat the puck out of the air and put it in, we take a 2-1 lead. Both of Bratt's goals were absolutely phenomenal. Dougie Hamilton got a goal tonight off the back of the hard-working Dawson Mercer. Make sure to, Dawson Mercer, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We are 1,000,000% on the Dawson Mercer wagon because he plays so hard and so well every single night. Yeah, sometimes he turns a puck over here, or maybe he doesn't give, the best, he doesn't put together the best play. He's not the fastest skater, he's not the shiniest tool in the toolbox, but he's so gritty and so hardworking. Basically, puck goes in, Mercer, the Carolina goaltender goes behind the net, Mercer takes it off of him, brings it around the net, tries to get a goal, can't put it in, fights along the board, fights in the corner, gets the puck, brings it around, passes it, and Hamilton with an absolute bomb with a precision strike nails it top corner. Mercer has been phenomenal this year in my books. Again, not the most flashiest player out there, not the guy that's going to post 80 to 100 points a season, but he's the kind of guy that you can put into a situation when you're down and spark some energy to show how hard this guy works to get where he is. Love Mercer. Love Dawson Mercer. I'd like to get a jersey of Mercer's eventually, but yeah, love Mercer. I gotta love him. Another guy who had a phenomenal night tonight, in my opinion, was Kovacevic. Kovacevic is turning into that grit defenseman that I think the Devils have been looking for so long. He's not, and to be clear, when I say grit defenseman, he's not just a guy who, he's not just a body. He's not just a guy that's going to come in there and hit you hard and that's all he can do, right? He's got some real defensive chops. There was a moment in the third period where Carolina's got the Devils hemmed in, and I think they've pulled the empty net goaltender. They've pulled the goalie. It's now empty net for Carolina, and it's 6-on-5 for Carolina. And Carolina's sort of trying to. They've got the typical power play structure going on. They're passing it around. They're trying to find an open slot. Kovacevic goes in closer towards Markstrom, is along the borders behind Markstrom. He breaks up a play there. He skates back to the front of the net. Puck comes out, and he just gets his stick on it to break up a pass that would have let the Hurricanes get a shot off on Markstrom within like 5 feet of him. Okay? Some of the times where I'm watching him, the hustle, the work ethic, the grit that he brings, where every single time that puck is going into the middle of the slot, Kovacevic is right there, and he's not afraid to give you, whether I like it or not, whether it's clean or not in terms of penalties and things like that. He's not afraid to give you get too close to my goaltender, I'm giving you a quick chop to the kidneys, right? Again, I don't like the fact that he takes the penalty here and there, and I don't think he should play dirty. But like, if you're gonna have a guy that's gonna come directly in front of your goaltender, you gotta clear him out. And if you gotta give him a quick nudge or whatever it is to get him off your goaltender or get him off the slot or push him away or do what you gotta do, then you know what? So be it, right? You got and Kovacevic does that so freaking well. He's a guy that will get in your face. Again, he has the defensive chops. He has the defensive ability. He's a skilled player. At the end of the day, Kovacevic is still that skilled defenseman that we love, but he's got that around and find out vibe to him, and I'm absolutely loving it so far. Kovacevic, again, I think he had a huge game tonight. I've already mentioned Markstrom and Bratt and Hughes having a big game tonight, but Devils have been playing fan-freaking I think they played really great tonight. I think they've had a string of really good games. Obviously, the Tampa game that we had last time wasn't the best game in the world. But to be honest, you look at the last 10 games the Devils have played. They have you look at the first 10 games the Devils played, then you look at the last 10 games they've played. And I don't want to say there's been a night and day difference. I don't think it's been that drastic, but they look so freaking good right now. I mean, taking out if you were to tell me that they were going to not only beat Florida, but they were going to beat Florida in 2 games back-to-back, then they were going to lose a game to Tampa and then rebound into a win against Carolina in regulation, I'd be like, are these the same Devils that you and I are familiar with? But they've played so good. Even just in that 4-game stretch, going 3-1-0, that against arguably some of the toughest teams that New Jersey will play against this year, taking 2 games away from Florida is huge. Taking 2 points from Carolina is even bigger than that. And Carolina is a team where New Jersey's been struggling to play against. Not only this year, not only the year before that, but I would say for at least a good 10 years, they've had trouble against Carolina. And it's so good to see, you can see the evolution of the Devils from even 2 years ago, right? Where we played well. 2 years ago, we were unstoppable 2 years ago, right? But we still had problems with guys like Carolina. And here we are, getting that W, getting that 2 points against a Metropolitan Division rival who's probably going to be fighting us for top spot in the Metro this year, right? So getting the 2 points against Carolina is huge. And like, you know what? I'm going to be honest. If the complaint is, well, we didn't play that great against Tampa, it's like, my brother in Christ, we just beat Florida back-to-back games, and arguably some of the most difficult games we've played this year, where Florida is up our ass the entire game, where we're having to compete with them physically, and like physically, I mean like checking and things like that, but also in speed of things like that, and then like we drop a game to Andre Vasilevsky. Like, yeah, like it's not the best. I wish we could have gone 4-0. I think we can beat Tampa. We're a better team than they are, but losing to Andre Vasilevsky, is that the worst thing in the world? Really? Really? Like, I don't know. It feels weird to be like, oh, you know, we played like shit against Tampa. It's like, you just beat Florida on back-to-back games. You played great. Let's, you know, take the loss, learn from it, move forward. We do that, and we do move forward, because we end up beating Carolina tonight. So, I think that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. There's not a whole lot I wanted to talk about. Basically, just wanted to talk about how great Markstrom was tonight, how great Mercer, how great Kovacevic, how great Hughes and Bratt had a great game. And all we got to do now is we retool and we come back Saturday night. Where hopefully we can get another big 2 points. We've got Washington next weekend, so that'll be interesting to see. Washington has been pretty hot recently. They've been pretty good. Ovechkin did go down with an injury, but I mean, they've still started off pretty hot this year. Again, another Metropolitan Division rival. We'll see how we do against them next Saturday, but until we get there, as I like to say, we will get there when we get there. One more thing before I wrap up today's video is in the next couple of days, I'm going to be making a video on the NHL's Department of Player Safety. So I know this is a Devils channel. I understand. But I think it's important to like talk about certain things when they come up. If you guys aren't familiar with it, you guys should go take a look at the Ryan Reeves hit on Darnell Nurse, where he got suspended 5 games for his headshot there, and the controversy around in the Vegas Leafs game where White Cloud looks like he takes lands a headshot against one of the Leafs players. I believe it was Matthew Nyes. It's not going to be a video necessarily on those hits, but the Department of Player Safety came out and made a statement in regarding the fact that that fans around the league are getting really sick and tired of the discrepancy and inconsistency in when they decide to crack down on headshots, when they do crack down on headshots, what's the penalty actually looking like, and they came out and made a statement. I'm going to be going over that statement because I'm not going to get into it and spoil anything, but that video is probably coming over the weekend at some point, most likely on Saturday. I want to get all my notes together and, you know, make sure it's like an actual structured thing, not just a, you know, off-the-cuff type video like I usually do. But yeah, stay tuned for that. That's probably coming Saturday. Hopefully Saturday afternoon. You'll probably get 2 videos on Saturday. One is my response to the NHL Department of Player Safety, and then another video, which will be later that evening after the Devils game. But yeah, stay tuned for that, guys, because it should be, I think it's a conversation that's worth having. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.